Yo, what is up, my fiends? Welcome to another guide video. We're gonna have an in-depth Hueycoatl guide for noobs to pros. And first off, how do we get here? Well, you could TP using the Pendant of Ates that you get from fighting a Moxolotl over there, or you could use your little Quetzal from here and get the stepping, motherfuckers. So, next off, what is this noob gear I got on? Thorax, shout out, hell yeah. You guys recognize this from the Blood Moon video. Highly recommend you guys check that because that will be the next segment, will be me wearing Blood Moon, which is very iron accessible, especially if you watch that video, so please check that out. And the spiciness is that our boss here, Hueycoatl, is weak to Crush, so make sure you have a zombie axe on Crush. That's not too hard for irons, I know. Most of this gear, you know, relatively attainable. Same thing, and you're gonna need some type of you could have a spec weapon. Actually, not that important. What's more important is that there's a phase, the tail phase of the boss, that has negative flat armor. So you want to use your Thorax or any type of dual weapon. It could be the Glacial Tomatli or the dual Hueycoatls, which is what I usually use. But for the noob stuff, I'll be using Thorax. Very important. And you're going to want some prayer pots. You're going to want a lot of prayer pots, especially since we'll be starting off soloing, but in mass, you're going to need less. And then super combats. I know irons. I don't want to hear any of you bitching. I have 90 herblore, so I could make these, even if I'm on irons. So let's get right into this shit, actually. So we're going to take a little sippy sip of that right there and just start fighting. Bam! So I actually highlighted these on RuneLite. There's 5 of these little bodies here. So I'm going to get my setup a little more comfy. And we're going to walk away from the blue shit. Wow, that's pretty easy. Because this is an easy boss. And whoa, what's that red thing? Red means melee. So pray melee. And then turn it back off. Okay. Pretty easy. Got it. And then blue means magic. And green, here we go, means range. So green, I can't believe I got hit by that Jagex, but you can see what I mean? You take a lot of damage from the blue shit there. And an easy way to remember, green arrow, kind of like the DC comic. Green arrow, okay, that's what I gotta pray. And back to red, which is melee. And kind of in theme with like a lot of what the colors are in the game for the combat tree. Surprisingly, we haven't seen magic yet, but that one is blue. So this is usually a very quick phase if you're doing this in the mass world, right? If you're on 420 or 330. So this is like a non-existent phase. There we go. I just really wanted to show you guys what blue looks like so you know what to pray. There you go. And then turn it back off. And don't worry if you're taking damage, even if you pray. If it's 1 to 2 points, that's the max they could do behind prayer or through your prayer. It's just chip damage. It's just Jagex's way of saying we want you to eat food or else you're never going to eat and perfect this boss. So don't worry if you take the chip damage, you can still get the perfect for the combat achievement, which requires you to have, I think, 5, a streak of 5 without leaving. So there we go. That's this one down, and I'm going to pause, and I'm going to show you guys when we run up the mountain. I could also show here the equipment to Defender, Glory, etc. Just some relative prayer damage. Prayer bonus. I just took damage there with that blue one there. But yeah, that's pretty much what that is. It's a little harder than it looks to commentate and play at the same time. But the pray switching, right, this is just an introduction to get you to understand the mechanics, right? Blue, magic, green, range, red, melee, and step away from these fucking lightning things. As you guys saw, fire hot, it hurt. All right, so we just hit the last part of the body. You see the rest of its body going in there. We can switch to our spec wep. It's a good chance to eat your food here. If you're a little low on food, take a sip of a prayer pot. Hit that quick prayer, which is piety and protect from magic. It doesn't really matter because, as you can see, we need to pray accordingly for the melee there. And I am keeping my prayer up, even though I'm in solo. Normally, you don't need to, but in actual masses, right, you want to pray. As you can see to my left here. Ooh. Oh, I forgot. I also have fucking completely forgot to talk about thralls here, but whatever. We'll do this run without thralls. This is fine. So ignore why I had that rune pouch in there with no Book of the Dead. But yeah, as you can see to the left here, pray green for range. If you have at least a 3-man, you each would pray a different prayer to charge these barriers, and you would get a 30% damage bonus. I'm gonna leave the prayer on, even though I'm solo for now. But it's just good practice to have this up. So it'll kind of give you a better gauge of like how many prayer pots you need to use. I only brought 4, but as you can see, kind of already almost going through 1. I had what a 3 dose, so a little less than 4 technically. But bam, Zombie Axe put in work in that 43. So this is essentially what is going on in this phase of the boss, right? This head phase. We're keeping our prayers up. We're actually praying piety now. We're trying to do as much DPS as we can. It doesn't hurt to also keep your combat stats up. I don't think I'll sip another super combat right now, but I probably will during the next phase, which I will show in just a second. Okay, so pretty soon, boom, right there, I walk to this tile here, this orange one I have marked, and I attack. Boom, that's my little shortcut, so I could run diagonally so I don't get hit by a tail slap. Because if you get hit by that, it's going to do at least, what, like 23 or something like that? It will fuck you up. I don't know if it scales to whatever you got there. But most importantly, a reminder to switch to our dual weapon over here. Move this over there. And that's why I have this red for this little melee setup. Boom, just in time to switch there to our thing. Let me turn this off, go back. So yeah, again, this tail phase, it has negative flat damage bonus, so you're gonna need you absolutely need a dual wield weapon. Like you'll see max main switching to full Blood Moon set during this phase because that is the most DPS. And bam, avoid the damage that way. And switch to magic, as we see blue there, still avoid the dots. So again, it's the same mechanics all throughout in each of these different phases, except it's introducing a new mechanic throughout, right? So now we have to deal with these fucking tail slaps, which I'm not gonna lie, probably the hardest part of this boss right here. And then again, we could click on the square if you don't feel comfortable with clicking on that there, to avoid. But yeah, again, if you guys wanna you know, take a screenshot or whatever, or I might find a way to copy and paste these, but you guys can see it's only these 4. I'm trolling there. Now he moves. But yeah, just to reorient yourself into running diagonally, you could put more squares in between here, all going throughout, just so you get a better understanding of like, hey, you know, this is how you have to run diagonally. It's a very weird mechanic. I can't think of any other boss where you need to run like this. So just something to keep in mind there. Also, my stats are down, so I will be taking a sip of a pot now. I probably should have done it sooner at the beginning of this phase. Avoid the blue. Do this, and you guys should have it from here for what this phase looks like. This is gonna be very long if you're soloing, so normally it wouldn't be this long, it'd just be like a minute, but it'll feel like the longest minute of your fucking life. Another tip to realize when it comes to running diagonally, when the tail's about to switch any second now, is sometimes if you're already here, just wait like a tick to 2 ticks and then run. Because if you come too early, you see my health is a little bit lower now. I just took damage there because I ran too fast. So that's another thing that could happen there. Is that you run too fast and you take 23 and you're like, what the fuck, Jagex? And you're like, welcome to Hueycoatl. This is the core feeling of this tail phase here. So here, I could show you an example of running too early. I believe this would be running, yeah, too early. So I took 25 there. That's awesome. That's more damage than I thought I would normally take. So be careful out there. Stay safe out there, guys. Okay. I was a little late on that one, but that's okay. We're about to destroy the tail, go into the next phase. Switch back actually to our spec weapon, go back to our quick pray with piety on, spec this guy out, 0-0, awesome, 1428, a little better. Okay, I'm also on defense instead of accuracy, but now you can see we also have to deal with the prayer and switching. So again, you don't even have to, you don't need a spec wep, excuse me, if you're just trying to focus. So I'll show this example of how to run diagonal. Oh, I guess not an example of how to run diagonal. I got fucked up there. That's fine. It happens. It happens. So the tails are going to alternate. So the tails should be coming from the right now. And again, you could follow the same squares. I ran too early that time, but if you waited an extra tick, that should keep you safe. Oh, and I ran out of prayer too. So this is just exactly how you guys are going to feel. I know I sipped that potion, Jagex. But here, there's an example of me not getting messed up by that mechanic. Praying in time as well. We sip some more potions in the meantime. Go back to melee with blue. Let me go here. And you'll see here, click on this square, I didn't take damage, I attack back, boom, done. So that's how we do that shit here. Let me eat in the meantime to make sure my health is full, sip this prayer pot, go back here. See that that was bullshit. But see, that's just gonna happen, that's part of it. So that's part of how we run diagonally and how we deal with bullshit in this game. So, and I'm taking damage there because I'm spacing out. But normally you don't have to do it like that, right? These squares are just for you in the beginning if you're not comfortable with orienting yourself to running diagonally. So again, 1, 2, run back, click back, attack, and run out of the way, because usually that's what will happen, is that the circles will pop up. So let's down on this one, so we're ready for the next one. Pray magic, hit again, 1, 2, click over here, boom, avoid that, click back, do damage. We happen to not be there, so they didn't put a space here before we attacked. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Sip a pray pot, take another dose here, and now I'm going to show you how I normally run. I don't follow these. Oh my god. Well, I should in my own guide, huh? But normally you just get a feel for how to attack and how to move diagonally. Let's see if I do it right this time. Yeah, so that's normally what I do. I usually just do a quick click so I could keep my DPS back, click back, click back. I'm still not really used to this. I only bought the zombie axe for just this video, so I'm not used to attacking with a 5-tick weapon. I'm used to the dual Hueycoatls. So we'll try this again here. I didn't take damage there besides the not praying correctly, but I dodged the floor spike. So again, those are honestly the more important things, are the tail slap and then dodging the floor spikes to make sure that you don't take a shit ton of fucking damage. But yeah, as soon as like you click and that wave passes, you click right back on Hueycoatl and just hit her with all of the Lord's might. I don't think I'm gonna kill her in time. Yep, that's fine. I could have died there actually. So again, I'm soloing, but bam. No pet on video. Okay, let me show you a non-scuffed version of what this is supposed to look like. Okay, so we're back for the rest of this video. That's pretty much essentially the guide for the new version. This is how I normally do that. That's right, we're pulling out the SGS, Guardian Boots, full Blood Moon, Blood Kitty, Amulet Torture, Rada's Blessing, Barrow's Left Still. That's actually the one thing that's the same besides the Fire Cape, and Light Bearer for the SGS specs. Again, if SGS is fucking 30-something mil, you don't need this. You actually don't need a spec left at all. You don't need Light Bearer. You can just run it with the fucking Hueycoatls by themselves. And I'm in defense, so it's going to take a little bit longer than usual. Maybe I could just go into attack, make this a little bit faster, show you the optimal way. But again, same concept. You start on the beginning, you hit the bodies, except dual Hueycoatls, as you can see here, they have the Blood Moon effect, so it could really, really shred and increase the DPS by a lot. I think people think Zombie Axe might be better than these. I don't think so. I think just camping these all throughout is like probably the move, unless you have a fucking Dragon Hunter Lance, of course. I could get one, but I actually am more comfortable playing with these than the Dragon Hunter Lance. But pretty much like a lot of people run Dragon Hunter Lance, and when we get to the tail wave of the fight, as you can see in the wiki, they recommend switching to this full set just to get those tails down. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, so we're back here at the same phase, transition from the body to the head phase. I equip my SGS. I could also repot up here with my super combat, hit my quick break, get my spec ready like it's fucking Braveheart. Boom, hit a 40. Not bad, not bad. I think I could hit up to 50 in this phase. Not quite, that's fine. But you see, I'm pretty much self-sufficient with the SGS. That's why I really like this as a spec level. But again, you don't have to worry about the spec if that's just too much to handle at this point. Don't even worry about it. That's fine. And switch here. And before I could forget, let's hit him with that skeleton here. I actually think the zombie might have been better because it's weak to crush, and I'm pretty sure the zombie uses crush. But it's fine. It's the first thing I clicked. A thrall is a thrall, so this will help increase the DPS a lot here. And something else I want to reiterate that I'm talking to my clanmates about is that the priority is always the floor is your movement, right? Your prayers are important to charge the pillars and to prevent yourself from taking some damage, but here, Right? If I got hit with that, I'm getting hit for at least 18 or 19, right? This, I won't even pray the right thing. Hit for 14. That's a lot, but it's not as much compared to the floor and the tail slap. So make sure you learn how to run diagonally. Make sure you avoid these floor things, and then pray. I mean, obviously your prayer should just be up like it is now, and just have this tab open. My prayer is also running a little low here. Hit him with that magic. As you can see here, dual Hueycoatls, they still put in work, man. And now I can put in the greater zombie here. Take a last dose of that there. So now I got a little buddy with me with melee. We're both, I think he gets crush. I would hope he gets crush. And he's been hidden. There you go. That's his first damage so far. Proud of you, buddy. So I'll fast forward to the next phase. Alright, so now we've gone to the next phase. I turn off my prayer. I click here, avoid the diagonal. So it's easier said than done. It is a very difficult mechanic. I acknowledge that. But that's what these ground markers are for. So if you're not comfortable with just attacking the tails, if you feel like you're not timing it right, walk to each of these individual ones for the corresponding tail slap, as you'll see here. I could just click that. Boom, no damage besides the chip damage from the range attack there. That's fine. Avoid this, but as you guys can see here, my DPS is going to be way higher with the dual Hueycoatl than I think the Thorax hammers. But I know they're maybe a little bit pricey, but again, I recommend my Blood Moon farming videos to get your own set. I think I farmed myself 2 sets of this. Also helps with the SGS price, huh? And before I forget, that's also why I made the skeleton right away. Skeleton's really good for the this tail slap phase, and the zombie's not good if you're using the Book of the Dead, right? Or the Arceus spellbook. So you could revive these guys, because he'll just switch. He'll walk over and just start fucking popping shots, right? Versus the zombie will fucking just short bust his way over there. It's the best way that I could describe it. So again, like usual, I'll see you guys in the next phase. Okay, so we're about to hit the next phase after this attack. And I switch back to the SGS, put my quick prayer back on, spec there. Okay, let me pray range. Made the super combat there. Oh, I forgot I had auto retaliate on that entire time. Don't do that. Hit a 35 there, that's not bad. Camp the range pray for a second since he's going to do that again. And I'm a little bit more comfortable with running diagonally, so I could just run back, do that again. But don't worry, I'll show one more example of like the actual safe way, new way to do that. And I am aware these corners here are actual safe spots, but I don't think it's good practice to do that. So there, range, attack back. I'm gonna walk back to this red one here. Kind of that orange one is like you could tell it's my anchor. I kind of center my player around this. 1, 2. Click back, click right back again on Hueycoatl, dodge the floor. There we go, no damage. Sip a prey pot there. I'll walk here. See, still no damage. Hit mage there for the blue, mage again. And I'll run back here. But as you can see, I'm not walking perfectly here because I get how to run diagonally now. Even though in the new version, there's a lot going on, so it was hard for me to focus there. But yeah, this is Hueycoatl. And before I forget, I also need a thrall for this section. So you normally would be hitting that thrall right away. See there. Ooh, I got chance there. I mean, the melee one probably wasn't going to be doing that much damage to me with a super combat on anyway, but so magic. So we got our little buddy next to us here. I'll see you guys at the end. Okay, any second now. This next tail slap will dodge here. Attack back. Perfect. We could camp our mage. Come on. Son of a bitch. Come on. I want the pet. Pet on video. Pet on video. Some fine splinters. Not bad. Not bad. How long was this kill? So 12 minutes 16. For reference, the noob one was 16 minutes. So make sure to turn that off. Leave out of here. Make sure you pick all your shit up instead of taking screenshots in case you get a wand or pet or whatever, because like if you leave it on the ground, right, like a wand or a hide, I have a horror story where it switched and I went to the bottom of the mountain in a mask world and I lost that shit. So anyway, without further ado, like, comment, subscribe. Please leave comments for any questions, anything I missed in here, guide wise, noob wise, iron wise. Just please let me know. And shout out to my clanmates there. What is it called? Third age charm or third charm. There you go. Shout out to you guys who requested this video. It looks like it's about around the 20-minute mark, so it shouldn't be too long. You guys could skip through here. But yeah, stay fiending, motherfuckers.